What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires. The days are peeling off the calendar now as we are less than a month away for sure from the first Avengers Doomsday trailer. Now, after hearing a major update about Tobey Maguire, we've actually got additional details about the character, some coming from a trusted industry insider, others coming from a brand new Twitter scoopster who also indicates a couple of more exciting cameos that have yet to be confirmed. We're breaking it all down, this latest update to Avengers Doomsday, Tobey Maguire details, and new characters. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. We sincerely appreciate it. We're growing again at a crazy pace, but if you haven't already, I just kindly invite you to do so. It's the number one thing you can do to support us. Plus, it'll earn you for all the giveaways. All you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want. Stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so surely you guys have been seeing all of this quote-unquote leaked concept art, whether or not it's Tobey Maguire in a chair getting makeup done, Tobey Maguire in full costume on a white background, or even Tobey Maguire in what seemed like sort of like a mock-up concept art. Either way, we have the latest update coming from Daniel RPK, who indicated that Tobey Maguire wasn't wearing a costume in any of his on-set performance. Rather, he was rocking a mocap or CGI suit the entire time. That definitely tracks, and for me is enough to, at least for now, put to rest that any of this questionable AI concept art is real. For now, we're going to assume it's all fake, but this definitely tracks because what we're hearing is that Tobey Maguire may be going up against Dr. Doom early on in the film. It would be an action sequence. He would be wearing a mocap suit. We know now Marvel Studios prefers just to CGI all of the actors and characters, faces, suits, and everything. When they're in action sequences, it's just easier to do it that way, so this all definitely lines up. But now we can switch gears for a second over to a Twitter scoopster, one we haven't covered here at the channel yet, but obviously everybody's extremely active with scoops of their own, and it doesn't mean they don't have a track record, it just means we're not familiar with them at the channel. I believe the name is Variabilis, but what they're saying on Twitter is that Tobey is 100% back, he'll actually be rocking a short beard, and then went on to confirm that both Deadpool and Wolverine will be a part of Avengers Doomsday. Now, again, we don't know the verified nature of this source, we don't know who his sources are, we don't know his track record, but we do know that this is almost certainly verified based on leaks from earlier in the year from the source Unbox PhD. Now, if you remember, we were covering a ton of aerial video footage of Avengers Doomsday set. Unbox PhD's YouTube channel was the source of that. He has since deleted all of those videos, but the internet never forgets, and in lieu of me not putting that clip in here, there was aerial footage of the set of Deadpool and Wolverine from when they were in the street about to fight the Deadpool Corps being used as a part of the set for Avengers Endgame. And you have to imagine that's the point at which who's ever recruiting them, say like Loki for a multiversal Avengers, could be popping in to recruit them right from that moment. That's why that part of the set would be there. And yeah, I know that starts to feel a little bit like Avengers Endgame all over again, where you're traveling up and down the time stream and grabbing characters from back in time, but it could just be a branch in reality there and then when that happens immediately after or following the events of Deadpool and Wolverine in the first place. Plus, their involvement was something that was heavily speculated from the original casting announcement. Even though their names were absent, we didn't see Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman. Channing Tatum's Gambit is back, and presumably the same variant or version of the character we just met in Deadpool and Wolverine. Ipso facto, if he's in it, they should be in it too. But look, there's a reason why we're going to have those characters be a part of it. I've said it before, there's no way the Russos returned to do this, put all the characters on the board and said this is who we have to use. Oh, by the way, let's not use Deadpool and Wolverine till Secret Wars. Kevin Feige knew how important those characters were and started talking about it before Deadpool and Wolverine even dropped, and as if you needed any hardline evidence that it was definitely a standout during the Multiverse saga, the box office for that film certainly spoke for itself, and that's what the nature of these Avengers films are supposed to be. All of the biggest characters getting together for a major crossover, and we've talked about it, there's certainly a balancing act that the Russos, the writers, Kevin Feige, everybody has to pull off because there are so many scenes, there is only so much dialogue, there is only so much plot to go around. Certain characters will be in the movie and have limited dialogue, limited interaction, limited screen time at that, but I don't suspect that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be among them. We know that Tobey Maguire's cameo seems like it's an early Act 1 thing, that he might not even survive the film. There's a reason that other huge characters like Tom Holland's Spider-Man won't be a part of it, and no, it's not just because of scheduling conflicts, it's because of what we just talked about. Narratively, there's only so much to go around. But when it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine, they're not just merely cameos. These are two huge characters that were some of the biggest during the Multiverse saga, but go beyond that in Marvel publishing two fan favorites, and to have an Avengers Doomsday and Avengers 5 come and go without their involvement, that's all to say it would definitely have been more shocking for them to do Avengers Doomsday that features other returning Fox X-Men characters in what's most likely an Avengers vs. X-Men Act 1 or Act 2 scenario, and then everybody versus Doctor Doom. It would have been more shocking for them to do this film without those characters showing up than for them to pop up in the third act without an official announcement of any kind, the same way we guess they're treating characters like Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker and of course Chris Evans' Steve Rogers. Now, I personally happen to believe that not only will we not be getting a second round of cast announcements, even though some of the rumors have indicated it could be coming as early as next week or the week after, which is obviously false, I do think that instead it'll be the trailer. But what they show in the trailer, I'm not so sure. It's been a raging debate whether they go ahead and show everything and actually cash in on releasing a trailer a year early, or my school of thought, Marvel Studios may end up playing it super close to the vest because the trailer is a year early. I do not think we're going to see Tobey Maguire, Deadpool, or Wolverine. It should just focus on some main key characters that we already know are going to be in there, like Victor Von Doom, Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, that kind of thing. However, I do know that Marvel knows one of the biggest things going in the whole MCU cycle during the Multiverse saga has been the cameos of it all. And where Deadpool and Wolverine obviously had a ton of those cameos to cash in on that same nostalgia, Marvel Studios did the same thing with Doomsday with these returning Fox X-Men characters. And so in that light, I do suspect there will be some teases along the lines of, hey, here's Cyclops, here's the returning X-Men team, here's what's going on. But as far as putting the plot together, we just talked about this in our previous video for a leaked description of the trailer. Some of these films, Marvel has no problem laying out what's going on. But for huge films like Deadpool and Wolverine, they'll show us stuff in the trailer, but they don't tell us exactly what's happening in the plot. That's what I think they're going to do here, where they leave that basically an overall mystery. Here are some of the characters. You know it's Doomsday. Doom is on his way. Here's some of what the pending conflict looks like, but no explainers for what's going on with Doom, what his motivations are, how he plans on accomplishing any of this. Those question marks are going to linger after the trailer. And so knowing that, this is my final thought. One of the easiest ways to get that trailer hype going is to show the characters that we know and love are returning. So while I would not be surprised for them to not explain anything about the plot during the trailer, and I think that they will reserve as much as possible, the Tobey Maguire cameo would be a prime example of this. But on another level, just a strict marketing level, divorcing yourself from the story and the lore, just straight from the numbers, why would you not put two of the biggest characters that turned over the biggest box office during this saga in the trailer for the upcoming conclusion, or at least the first part of the two-part series in Avengers 5 and 6 for the conclusion to said saga? I don't know, seems logical that they would, but you guys got to let me know all your thoughts down below. A, do you agree with any and all of this? B, do you still think we're getting a second casting announcement now that the trailer is coming in so fast? Because truly, I believe that that trailer is going to be online at least a week before it hits theaters, and that's only 2 or 3 weeks away. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, still giving away PS5s for every Marvel drop. That'll start up with Wonder Man in January of next year. We've also been giving away Fire and Ash tickets. We're going to continue to do that. Some other comic book variants throughout the holiday season. If you want to be entered to win, super simple. All you got to do, hit the sub button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice, and the winning comments shown on screen, so please be safe and vigilant across YouTube, and if you should get any spam in the comments, report them. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Find me on all other platforms under the name All Fires with original music, and while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.